Good evening everyone, welcome to my channel Lotus Astro, and for all those who are new to the channel, do subscribe so that I keep you posted with all the videos that I'm doing. Now moving ahead with the Nakshatra series, today what I'm going to do is Swati Nakshatra, which is the 15th Nakshatra, and the deity of this Nakshatra is Vayu, and it falls in the Libra zodiac sign. The symbol is a coral, and the animal related to this, or as the animal that donates Swati Nakshatra, is a male buffalo, which is also the Vahan, or else Yama rides on the male buffalo. So when you're talking about the constellation, it comes in the Alpha Bootis constellation, in which you get to see the Swati Nakshatra. Now, Swati Nakshatra is both constructive and destructive depending upon how exactly you take it to be. Now, when you're talking about Swati Nakshatra, see, it's the god of rains. And when you're talking about Vayu, it's the god of rains. And when you're talking about war as well, Swati Nakshatra is something which is responsible for that. So a good Swati Nakshatra would show you traits of being patient, completing things one by one. Mostly when you see Swati Nakshatra going a little haywire is when they take 10 different projects and they do all those 10 different projects at one specific time, however not getting success overall in all of those. So they need to shut because it's destruction, and then again they need to go ahead and create. Very powerful, very independent nakshatra. Now when some of the examples, if I go back in mythology, which I would not cover, or else this video would take somewhere around 1.5 hours, and I will not be able to do such a long video right now as per the time permissions. Now when we're talking about mythology, we very well know that Hanuman, Lord Hanuman, as well as Bhim had a very prominent Swati nakshatra. So we can relate to the kind of energy and the kind of you could say willpower and strength both of them had in them. However, what happens, Swati Nakshatra has something very important, which the people who have a prominent Swati Nakshatra should know, that they have something wherein they would feel that they can do everything by themselves all alone. They are somebody who would say yes, I can do it and I will do it. And at times what happens with this kind of too much of an ego, too much of an ego within them brings them down, and they see failures. Though they learn, and they are the ones who are always ruling, they are made to conquer. However, they need a mentor, somebody always pushing them and telling them, okay, this is what you're meant to do and this is what you need to do. However, do it in stepwise. Start off with this, complete it, achieve what you have to achieve, then go ahead for another milestone. Don't try to do everything in one specific go. Now talking about Swati Nakshatra, anything related to breathing, because Vayu, wind, anything related to breathing. So you can see all breathing techniques such as Kapalbhati or as Anulom Vilom, or anything related to flying, anything related to space, because they have a lot very good inclination towards things which is like they love flying, they love moving places, they love traveling. Because when you talk about Vayu, Vayu cannot be something which can be closed and kept in one specific place. It is a wind which is required for everything, for creation as well as for destruction, all to do with space. Now the cast over here of this specific nakshatra, which I would like to say, why I'm specifying the cast over here, I have not done it with most of the nakshatras, because I have seen people with a prominent Swati nakshatra. When I say prominent, it would be either their sun, their moon, or else their ascendant or ascendant lord, in Swati nakshatra, wherein they'll have an affinity to a knife, or else something very sharp as a blade or something to cut, because here the caste comes under a butcher. The varna is a butcher, so you might be knowing what exactly it means. Like when you're a butcher, you need to deal with sharp knives. So they're very specific about their knives. And I know, because I have a very prominent Swati nakshatra, it drives me crazy if my knife is not sharp and if I have a blunt knife. Though I use a Chinese chopper in my kitchen, which is weird, but I love using that. Now talking about Swati Nakshatra moving forward, it's a celestial musician. So when you're talking about celestial musician, when you're trying to relate it with people now, it would be somebody who loves, any kind of music, like the violins, the guitars, or else, the flute. They would have an inclination towards as they love climbing heights again, because when you're talking about flying, when you're talking about wind, when you're talking about vayu, it is going always high. Another very important thing about this nakshatra is they love buying shoes and changing the shoes specifically. Whenever their shoes gets torn off, there is some kind of karma which is getting released, because this specific nakshatra, when you're talking about the constellation, it lies in the leg of the tip of Virgo. When you're talking about why I'm talking about the shoe specifically, because it's the leg of Arcturus, as in the constellation. It falls in the feet of this the Virgin Lady of Virgo. That's the reason why, and it's the Yogatara. The Yogatara of Swati is at 0 degrees at Libra. That's the reason why the leg. They always need a mentor to remind them for every specific thing. Wealth and property for these people, it comes and goes, because it's Vayu. So whatever they have made, like either it comes, or either it comes and it goes also very fast. So they have to be very specific about that. Talking about the pada force, it's again the first pada is the Sagittarius Navmas Jupiter. You will get all the loyalty, all the possible educative qualities in them. They could make very good publishers, writers, very calm, calm. Then they're very, very knowledgeable, very brave. Going to pada 2 comes to Saturn here as well. They do not follow religion much, and they kind of do a lot of forbidden jobs, a little stingy, a little however they get good, a very good wife and children, and they focus on self comfort. They're very good at business, and they have a little bit of difficulties in their early life. Further on, they move ahead. Talking about pada 3, again it's Aquarius Navmaj. They attract a lot of enemies in this Navmaj. Apart from that, they try to waste their money a lot. Though they are technically skilled, they love technology. Anything related to science, computers, internet goes very well with them. Partnerships and group work is something which will be good for them. Pada 4 falls in the Pisces Navmansh, a blessed Navmansh, so they would respect their teachers, and they'd be very wise. They would be intellectual. However, here is coming a watery sign when you're talking about Pisces, so they will be emotional, spiritual, flexible. They would have high ambitions, and they would also get success in the life, because we know Pisces is a blessed nakshatra where Venus gets exalted, and you also have Jupiter, its own sign, Pisces. So this is what I had to say about Swati Nakshatra, and with the blessings of Lord Hanuman, may your Swati Nakshatra give you beautiful results. And thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. God bless you. Good night.